Alright everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your guest so much Daniel and I'm back with another video. And yes, I know I'm wearing a muumuu. Don't pay attention to that, listen to what I have to say. Alright. What I have to say is that I want to yarn on this topic. I had a discussion with a friend and the friend was telling me that we were talking and I was telling him that to me sexual morality is not a mistake. If you cheat on me by having sex with someone else, it's not a mistake. It can never be a mistake. And he was like, what if the person was tipsy, and I had to explain to him that I explained to him that there are things you would do that would be a mistake. There are things that there's no other way for it to be the truth, like you cheating on someone else sexually. He was like, you don't understand what if I'm tipsy. Now, let me break it down to you why cheating can never be a mistake for me. At the point when you realize that, let's start from the situation where you accept that you were not tipsy. At the point that you realize that you were attracted to this person, you had the option to back out of that place or stay. You chose to stay. You were intrigued. You wanted to know how far that person will let you go with the thought you're having in your mind. At the point where you guys were getting each other naked, you had the option to push the person or be like, I can do this. No, but you stayed. You proceeded. And at the point where the whole stuff was about to become real, if you know what I mean, like entering into the person or being entered, you had the option to be like, I can do this. I have someone I love. I have someone I can hurt. But you choose to proceed with it. And you had the whole fun. Is it like a 5-minute fun or what? You had the whole fun. A mistake is when you do something and you are not fully aware of the outcome. Or you didn't know it was going to affect that person like that. Or you didn't even know that was what you were doing, because there are people who sign documents mistakenly. They trusted that other person. Mistake is not when you went through an entire process to fornicate, to cheat. It's not like you landed into it. No, it was a whole process. There was communication, there was kissing, there was touching, getting taking each other's outfit out. There was this process. And what did you do? You stayed. That's not a mistake. That is you choosing someone else over your spouse or your person you're with. That is you being tested. You were placed in a bifurcation to choose your boo or the person you're about to fornicate with, and you chose the person you're about to fornicate with. And if you know me, you will know that I've always said love is not an emotion, it's a choice. I choose to deal with your bullshit every day. I choose to sit back and walk this life with you, with my baggage and your baggage. Love is a choice. I choose to stop by your favorite restaurant, get you your favorite meal, even though earlier that day we had a fight. That is love. I choose to do what I promised I was going to do, even though we have a massive misunderstanding going on. That is love. It's a choice. And you were presented with a choice to prove. You were not proving. You were presented with a choice. That is love. And you're supposed to choose love. But no, do you know what you chose? You chose pleasure over the person you claim you love. That is no love. That's not love. You don't love that person a lot enough. You don't. If you read the Bible and what the Bible says about love, from both genders, like a man and a woman, you will understand what love is. Love is not telling someone I love you. No. Though you should do that, but that is not enough. Do you know what love is? Love is you realizing that having a kid with your wife put her at risk of so many health issues. So you back down and tell the doctor whatever she decides to go with it. That is love. Love is when your husband loses his job and he's rebooting. Rebooting means he's applying, going for job interview, he's praying and fasting together with you. While you, the woman, you cover him up. You don't let anyone know that he lost his job. You take on the bills of the house for the moment till he's back on his feet. And without telling even your girlfriends. That is love. You protected him, not just his ego. You protected his image and everything. And you stood by him like the vows you took on the altar the day you got married. That is love. Love is when a family member come against your wife, because in an African community, the person they always blame is the wife. Our brother used to give us everything. Now that he's married, he doesn't. Yeah, because he has other responsibilities. The Bible says, two shall become one. No one will become one with the other one. Two, both of them will become one. And when a man gets married, his priority is his wife and kids, not you, the mother. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. When your son gets married, you drop till after the kids, because it's your son, his wife, their kids, then the mom. That's how it works. But in an African society, you expect your sons to get married, and you still expect your sons to put you, the mother, first as a priority. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. Now, love is when this man stands in front of his family and tell them that nobody will disrespect my wife anymore from now henceforth. She's my wife and she's my priority. And this goes to everybody, including my mom. Because if you hurt her, you hurt me. If you respect her, you respect me. That is love. Love is not when you went out there and you found another woman and you were like, oh no, I was tipsy. That's why we had sex. You were tipsy, but you know the right hole to put the stuff into. You were tipsy, but you still knew how to make love. Let me tell you how you are not tipsy enough. If your wife or your husband was to walk into that room, I promise you that alcohol will clear from your eyes. It will. That's to make you know that you chose to be there. You knew you would not be caught, and you chose to do what you did. Love is a choice, and you choose someone else. You don't love me. You don't love that person. Let them go. I don't know the kind of mindset, the kind of love education that is given to us Africans growing up, but in that aspect, most African parents failed. Most African elders failed. That is not love. That's not love. So don't come to me and tell me that, oh, it was a mistake. I didn't mean to have sex with that person. Really? I look that dumb to you? But anyway, we've come to the end of my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also comment topics you want me to talk on. And I'll give my 2 cents on it. Bye. It's your girl, Solantanya. See you some other time. Love you.